Hi everybody, Tex-Mex here. Thanks for joining me for another video. Today we're going to take a look at the Smith & Wesson M&P 1522. It's basically an AR-15 in 22 form. It's got a 16.5-inch barrel with a 1 in 15 twist, carbon steel barrel, and a polymer frame. So it's a very, very light rifle. And this is the older version that has the full rails on it. And as you can see, I decked this one out in pink. For those of you that have watched my videos, I've mentioned my daughters. They enjoy shooting 22s, and this is a rifle they enjoy shooting at some reactive targets. So it's a little lighter, and it's very handy, but actions, as far as controls, they mirror a typical AR-15. So for many people, this could be something to help them with training if they're trying to improve their skills using the larger version of the platform. So this one here, it's 5.5 pounds, and this one had the quad rails. Now they come with an M-LOK system, which is a thinner grip. If I had any real complaint, I'd say with these quad rails make this really, really thick, especially with me that I put these extra pink guards on there to make it a little more comfortable to shoot. It's pretty thick. So the M-LOK, as you can tell, those are a little thinner, and these have a special nut, but you can find a way to, there is a website called Tactical, and he sells the tools to actually be able to take this guard off and put in a nut there that you could then screw on a standard AR-15 hand guard. But these rifles are certainly a lot of fun, and if you have one or you're interested in one or looking at potentially a used one, I do want to give there is a consumer safety alert for some of the older ones. I think if they were built before mid-2019, then you should go to their website, and I think there may even be a way to put in your serial number, but they can send you this little tool to make sure that your bolt is in spec, and if it's not, I think they just send you a new bolt. And what we're going to do today is we're going to try 4 different types of bulk pack out of it to see how it does with each. I have a target set up. Let's see if I can turn this around real quick. Down there, it's at 50 yards at a slight, well, not a slight, it's quite an elevation. I can tell you every time I walk up there to change the target, I get winded. So it's a bit of an elevation. So 50 yards, but I'll have to shoot a little bit higher to deal with that. And the ammos that we're testing out is the Winchester. Let's see here, this is the 333 pack, 36 grain, hollow point, copper plated at 1280 feet per second. We also have the Aguila here. Ooh, sorry about that. This is 38 grain, 1260, 80 feet per second. Also a copper plated bullet. And then a very popular, this is an older box, but it is Federal Target Grade Performance, Federal, the auto match. It's pretty good stuff. I mean, this has worked well on a lot of my different rifles. And then this Blazer CCI 2238 grain lead round nose at 1235 feet per second muzzle, but I'm not sure the length of the barrels they were using when they tested those speeds. But either way, let's set it up, and I'm just curious to see if any of these particular bulk packs do better out of this rifle. So time to have some fun. And here we are. We're going to start out first with the auto match. Now I have that target up there at 50 yards, and it is at an incline. I tested a couple of shots just to warm the rifle up, and let's start it with a complete cold bore for the first test. It looks like I'm hitting 3 or 4 inches high. So what I'm going to do is on each of those targets I have up there, those shoot and sees, I'm going to aim at the bottom. I'm going to aim at the 6 o'clock on each of those targets. Since I'm pretty sure I'm just going to hit high with all of these loadings. And obviously it's not about which one gets closer to the center target. It's about how well they group. Although at 50 yards with open sights, I'm not sure how consistent I can keep these shots, but I will certainly do my best. And that's 10 rounds. It even keeps the chamber open for you. So looks like I am hitting. I can't see, it's kind of far for my aging eyes, but I can see on the shoot and see they do seem to be grouping. I don't know how well, but let's move on. I guess let's move on to the Aguila, the super extra hollow point 38 grain. going to give the rifle just a few seconds here to cool off. And then we will go ahead and shoot these guys at the top right target. Next up on the docket, the Aguila 38 grain copper plated bullet. So let's see how this one does. There's that smell, like Elay ammo. There we go, 10 rounds. Actually, the way I'm aiming is much easier at 50 yards, just to aim to the bottom of the whole shooting target, because the front post at that distance, this I think it's Magpul, these Magpul backup sights, that front post is about, let's see, let me look again so I can tell you exactly. It covers up the whole target. So it's easier just to put it on the bottom and have the circle resting on top of the post. So let's once again give this rifle a couple of minutes, and then I guess we'll move on to the Blazer. Now let's try the Blazer. What is this? 38 grain, lead round nose, 1235 feet per second at the muzzle. So shoot at the bottom left target. That's 10. And so far it's cycled all of these really, really well. It's a nice thing about these rifles. They tend to eat up almost any bulk pack. So one more on the docket after this. So let's once again give the rifle just a couple minutes, and we'll start with the last ammo. And last but not least, Winchester, the 38 grain. What is this? Hollow point copper plated. It's 10. Okie doke. Let's go take a look at our target. And now we're here at our targets. And really they all did about the same. A few better than others. Here's the auto match, you know, at 50 yards. Not bad. It was almost centered. I was pulling a few to the left there. And then we went to the Aguila. The Aguila tended to group them much better, hitting lower and slightly to the right. And but yeah, I mean, certainly this is a better group than that. The worst group goes to the Blazer, unfortunately. It seemed to have the most spread there. It's kind of a pretty large little circle. And then the Winchester did great. Look, I mean, not only did it get them close to center, great little group, but just one kind of flower to the left, or else the rest were all within the first ring. So yeah, certainly it seems that my rifle does have a preference. Does really like that Winchester, and the Aguila pretty much. And once again, this is a good test with 22 long rifles. Same point of aim, 4 different types of ammo, 4 points of impact, even though for all of them I was aiming right to the bottom of the target. On each of them I had the post right here. You can see slightly high to the right, slightly high to the left, slightly low to the right, centered but to the left, and almost directly centered, just slightly low. So it's always good to test different types of ammo, whether it be bulk or other types, just to see which one your rifle likes. And honestly, if you wanted to give this a solid run, you'd put a scope on one of those M&Ps 1522s, and I bet you could get much better accuracy and really figure out which ammo it likes most. And in fact, that may be a video I do in the future. I have 2 of those rifles, one that I bought for my daughters and one I have for myself. And the one I have for myself, I have put a scope on here recently just to try to test some bulk ammo out of it. So video upcoming here soon, hopefully, if I can keep getting out. As always, everyone, thank you so much for watching. This is my first time out into the country in almost 2 months. It's been a busy time with family, and I come out here just to get out in the middle of nowhere and be in a peaceful area. I hope whoever you are, you have the opportunities to get away from the hustle and bustle of the city, whether it is just to get out shooting or camping. Sometimes it really does help the brain to get out and decompress. So hope y'all are doing great. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.